What's going on, Scorpio? This is your girl, Miss RHW, with another love reading for you guys for the month of August. Of course, guys, keep in mind that this reading is for the collective of Scorpio, meaning that everyone's story may be different, so there may be aspects of the reading that resonate and some aspects that don't. So just keep that in mind. If you are interested in a reading that's tailored totally to you, or you just kind of would rather get a more accurate depiction on your situation, you can take a look at the description box below for a personal reading if you are interested. And with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a look at what's going on in your love life, Scorpio. See what's going on for you guys. All right. Okay. Okay. Huh. All right, Scorpio. Okay. Sorry about the noise, y'all. Just adjusting the microphone here. All right, interesting. Your cards are coming up as your opposing energies, except for kind of this one, and this one. These are in this one too. I mean, these are good energies. These three. I mean, this is complementary, so I don't always see the too much as a bad thing. But this isn't your outcome, so this isn't always like ideal for me as far as like what you could have for Earth. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so you're coming up as the Queen of Wands. So I feel like you're definitely taking charge, taking control of your situation as best as you can. You're just very busy, very active, just kind of doing your thing. Some of you guys may actually be in a very work-minded space. Some of you guys may be working on bettering your health as well at this time. The Queen of Wands could also suggest that you maybe are around a very bossy individual, possibly female, or someone that's presenting very feminine. This gives the vibe though that somebody's. I feel like the sensation that the situation, the essence is maybe focusing on confidence. I feel like maybe there's something that you've been doing for a while, and you can start to kind of putting in your expertise in a way that I think makes a difference, or at least stands up for what you believe in. I think there's something that you know about the situation, but you're very humble about the approach in which you have decided to handle that, even though it's something about being a leader. It's something very there's something with the situation I feel like is asking you to step into your power, but in a way that that still is giving people space to communicate their own voices or to represent themselves of some sort. The only reason why I say this is because the situation, the question for your love life is the Eight of Wands. Something to do with a message or have something to do with communication. Like, this is usually a very fast exchange, and a lot of times these days people usually associate this fast moving energy as with dialogue or communication, sometimes messages through social media apps and things like that. This doesn't always have to be the case. This could just mean that things just happen very quickly, but they all are very I feel like they're the old way of looking at this card is that things were the ones that were flying through the sky were not obscuring each other, crossing one another, so everything was clear. So I don't think that it gets to a point where it happens so fast that you don't really understand what's going on. I think what happens is that it happens so fast, but things are productive. Things tend to stay clear, or there's an understanding about the situation that you just cannot miss. So this is the vibe I'm getting with the Eight of Wands. This reason why you would be asking this is the Six of Cups. And to me, when I see the Six of Cups, as it pertains to reminiscing and looking through rose tinted glasses, kind of remembering the good old days, but not really recognizing how much you've grown from those, I guess, the time of innocence, the last time of innocence. The Six of Cups could just be that you're thinking of the of older times or better times or easier times. I think times where things weren't or didn't seem so complicated. Or that one instance where you either last fell in love or felt like you were safe to do that or explore. There's something childlike coming up here, and I feel like the reason for asking is because maybe there's this desire to start anew, but not quite in a like in the not like in a situation, like in the sense of like you want to start a brand new situation, but you kind of want to start over. You want to, if you had a chance to do it all over again, you would do things differently, or you would cherish that moment more often. This is sometimes also seeing the good in things or situations that, but they aren't really presented out in the front. Like I feel like maybe in once upon a time there was this instance when this person, because the Queen of Wands could also be an angry person too. This could be a very angry individual. So I mean, this could be that things are happening very fast, things are escalating very quickly, things are getting very harsh, and you're very compassionate because you're remembering times where they showed up for you. They're very kind, very good to you, and everything like that. But the problem here is suggesting that you know something a little bit deeper that's happening a little bit further, and or you know that they have gotten to a place where they should be able to master their feelings and perhaps do or know better than stoop to either a certain level or a certain angle. Like this person here kind of is giving this vibration that they don't have to behave this way. But this is where you take another high horse in a sense. You don't have to. I feel like some of you guys haven't dignified it with much of a response, or you know better, but you're letting things go on because you understand how things started. You have a very fond memory of how things have grown to get to this point, but you are seeing where your knowledge may be able to be much more beneficial, I think. And this person may just need to either like hear you out, accept that you have changed, or accept that you have something to deliver or to share that might actually be very beneficial for both of you. I feel like again, Aries energy comes up very strong. So somebody is either just very controlling about the situation and they want things to go a certain way. They don't really want it to kind of go out of their. They don't want it to kind of step outside of their realm of control. Whatever they don't know, they'd rather just focus on that later. They want to focus on what they can do right now. And so this energy could be like really requiring. It's interesting enough because this is the card for Libra, while these two are known to be Aries cards. This advice is asking you to be very empathetic here and to see like the other person's like, to understand why this person is doing it, and then to help them understand a new way of getting their goals met while making maybe making strides or concessions or compromising on certain efforts or actions that would ultimately help somebody else. This, it's a lot of time Libra gets the token for being manipulative. But Libra is the diplomat as well. She's able to listen very carefully, actively listen, because like a Queen of Swords, she listens before she speaks ever. She just speaks, okay, just straight up. She just starts yapping. She goes, and she'll wait till you finish your sentence, and she'll make sure you're done before she gives you her final answer, because she wants to make sure, because she doesn't want to repeat herself. These two ladies don't even give you the opportunity to make stuff. Well, you don't get to make it up after once they've declared something, especially with her. The queen, the high priestess, sometimes she's quiet. She doesn't say anything, as a matter of fact. You better just understand what her rules are, and if you don't get it, well, you just kind of fall off the deep end. You just kind of get ghosted. But that ghosting is really just her just locking you out. She'll open you up. She'll embrace you when you've understood what she's trying to tell you, but she's not trying to tell you anything. It's something that you've got to sense or feel. she is kind of similar in the sense of like she will give you the opportunity to set your case and plead your case and all this other stuff. She'll give you the opportunity to try to see your point of view and or see where you're coming from and where you may be ill-informed or something like that. However, she tries to give accurate and fair adjustments or offerings a lot of the time, and ideas, things that can help people compromise or come to a compromise. But she's also a boundary setter, so she's not like somebody who's going to be playing games with people. This is why she's like, listen, if I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this one time. If I have to tell you over and over again, we're just going to have to just wrap this up. This is one of the most serious energies ever. And I feel like maybe this energy is very controlling, but they happen to be very wishy-washy. And you would like consistency if someone's going to be telling you what to do. So it may be time for you to just communicate what your expectations are, Scorpio. Because the Queen of Swords coming up as your advice is saying like, hey, something is crossing a line for you. Something is not really working for you. Something is like stepping outside of what's fair and what you're capable of handling. And you're well within your right to start saying, look, we might have to try different paths because this is not what I think. I shouldn't have to deal with this. If you genuinely don't feel like you should have to deal with this. So the Ace of Cups could just be like a new beginning that, you state your boundaries, you get your new start. You really can start to heal. You can really start the process. Five of Pentacles. I want to take a deeper look at that as an outcome because that's very interesting. Because the Five of Pentacles talks about there being a lack of something, and it's not completely died off. Something that could have a resurgence, unrequited love, but it's stale and it's working through a complication before it can start seeing new things from a different perspective. But it's not a completely, I can't, see a future with this individual. I can't see this outcome with this person. It's just more of like, well, there's nothing that I can give to this energy at the moment. There's nothing I want to give to this energy at the moment. They didn't earn it. I didn't earn it. Whatever the complications are, but it's going to take a moment for the ego to take us to yield to the higher mind, which is going to, when I say the ego needs to yield to the higher mind, it just basically means it basically means whatever it is that's kind of gotten you head up, got you emotional, gotten you feeling like you have to defend yourself, your honor, your sense of being. There's the part of you that can just say that that fight is over, the respect has been established. It hasn't ruled it so yet, so you can't force it to be that way personally. Like you can try, but people like the sensations of emotions is why a lion is being depicted here for with a human, is that if you truly don't believe in what you feel, people will see it because your feelings will naturally be different. What you try to portray is an imitation of what you think is something that's supposed to feel that way. So you want to be very careful about what you truly believe is your genuine feelings and what isn't. And I feel like this says something about this relationship that suggests that there's no going back, or there is the old times with the old times and you're remembering the good old times and you want the old times to come back, but there's no genuine trust here. And you may just need to either recognize that there needs to be something that shows serious change or serious action, or some sort of boundary that helps you truly see clearly of what's going on, what's the messaging, what is being said, what are you feeling, what's happening. Like I don't think you need to cut anybody off, even though she is the queen that cuts people off. I'm thinking though too, I mean, this is also suggesting like, this is like, it's just not your sensibilities. You know who you are now. You may not be that person anymore that wants to deal with that. Plus, this person can totally give off a little bit of narcissistic energy. They can only be thinking about themselves, not thinking about you, not thinking about any of that. So, I mean, you could just totally be like, look, I don't owe you nothing, bro. Deuces. You know? It's really that simple. Um, at least in the sense of it being like, it's simple in the sense of like this person may not have much of a fight to give, and I don't think this person will push back that hard, and if they do, they'll let it go dry for a little bit. Like, I don't think this person's going to be forceful. That's what I say. It's what I say. It's really that simple. It's not saying like the action of doing it is simple. It's not simple, especially if you genuinely cared about this person and went into the future with this person, or if there's somebody in your life that you wanted to be a part of and there's someone new and you're having a hard time moving on. And this is more of a psychological thing. Grasshopper. Take a leap of faith. That's the thing too. Like, it doesn't always have to be a cutoff. It could also just be that you take a chance. And I was saying like these two energies. This one has to have full faith. This one has very little trust very little trust in anything. She has very little faith. So I think this is an interesting one. Like, the problem is there's no belief that there's anything that this person is saying that's genuine. I think this is someone that's saying take what's being said as face value and then assess what you feel about it that's fair to your sensibilities. And don't make that as a claim or a justification of what is going on, because how you feel isn't necessarily what is, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at Grasshopper Spirit. Okay, Grasshopper Spirit. Right now, you are poised to jump up into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have ever imagined. When Grasshopper Spirit appears, it is a fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown. For Grasshopper Spirit represents the innovative spirit that says, why not? And has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time to go with that idea, relationship, or situation. Take risks, for abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when Grasshopper Spirit appears. You are not going to go backwards to listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, for Spirit has so much in store for you if only you take that leap. Is it hard for you to trust in good fortune because you have been hurt in the past when you took a risk? Staying earthbound does not offer the safety you seek, for that can be found only through trusting that Spirit is always with you and wants the best for you. Your intuition is guidance from Spirit telling you to let go of your fears and leap into the abundance and good fortune awaiting you. Grasshopper Spirit reminds you that the only way now is to jump forward. Can you be willing to trust the universe, the great mystery that you can't fully understand? Even you take the teeniest leap in consciousness to be willing. It's a wonderful beginning. Sure, every leap forward brings a new chance, but you can handle it with Spirit as your partner, trusting that this new experience will only deepen your life with magic and meaning. Take that leap. Very interesting. It's like, she is the cutoff queen, right? She's much more optimistic, this queen here than Queen of Swords. And this is a new beginning where healing can be processed, but this is also new love. This doesn't necessarily mean that there's an ending, because there's no ending cards here. She doesn't endings. She just sets boundaries. She makes things clear. She shows you where the line is. But like saying, like, when I say cut, like, she may be cutting the ground and into the gravel and showing you where not to cross. But the opportunities do lie. And with the Wheel of Fortune underneath all that, I feel like with this whole thing, I mean, that you may actually have more of a better, have an opportunity to take advantage of a romance that has kind of arisen, that you may have been so serious about in your head that you may not have given yourself chance to get, to have the space to explore and to be childlike and to be free and be yourself and see where it goes. Because maybe there is fear of, and there's desire for something more, and maybe there was some expectations along the way, but now I feel like instead of there being expectations, you just want to explore, you want to do something new. Maybe that's what's going on. But new love is definitely on the horizon if you give it a chance. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries and making everything clear and transparent. Transparency might even be better for you, because then you can kind of feel through a little easier, whether or not somebody's being honest with you or deceiving you. You see it better because you know what authenticity would feel like. You are authentic. You're being true. You're being genuine. These two are the most honest queens. These two here. All right, Scorpio. This has been your reading, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, y'all.